Welcome back to Culz Does Book Reviews. If you haven't checked out last week's episode, it was Star Wars Before the Awakening by Greg Rucka. Please go check that one out. We'll link it in the description. And so what does that lead us to this week? This week we are taking a look at In the Heart of the Sea, The Tragedy of the Whaleship Essex by Nathaniel Philbrick. So, I saw this at my local grocery store, King Soopers, and, I was kind of intrigued. I had seen some of the trailers for the actual movie. So I read the back, and it sounded pretty interesting. The story that inspired Moby Dick. Gotta be good, right? And it also says, it was as well known in the time as the ship tragedy Titanic is known today. So right there, that makes a compelling argument why we should read it, right? I mean, Moby Dick, one of the greatest literature ever. It gave rise to Jaws, which gave rise to Meg, and Jaws gave rise to Kronos Rising. So this had to be a good book, right? Right? That's what I thought too. But unfortunately, overall, it was kind of just boring. It's not like a horrible book. It's definitely better than Ghost of Colorado. But it's not a book that I would probably pick up and read again. The high points, I liked it. There was some really good detail at the beginning when they were still in Nantucket. Really helped you kind of feed the atmosphere. It also talked about kind of some of the different things they saw as bad omens leading up to the thing, including a comet, which I thought was really interesting because during reading this I actually started reading another book, Ghosts of Lincoln, and in there bad omen was the comet too, so you can kind of see the connection, not just in Nantucket, but the whole, United States at the time saw comets as bad omens, and then the ship tipped over, they burned up the Galapagos, so all this kind of bad things were happening even before the whale attacked him. Now, the whale, as Nathaniel Philbrick says, it probably saw it as another intruder, maybe possibly another whale. It didn't attack it really too hard, or else it probably would have died when it hit the front of the boat. But then, yes, it does sink the boat. And they do say, a lot of scholars say this is where Herman Melville got his idea for Moby Dick, saying he was from Nantucket, and this was a story that was really well known at the time. Some other cool things going throughout where there was some cool drawings. Let me see. They would explain different things about the book, or about the boat. You'd get, let's see, different pictures like that was interesting because it would help you understand the story better. There's one of the whale attacking. But at the same time, it also helped the author write in the terms he needed to write in. But overall, like I said, the book kind of just falls flat. It's kind of like, I told people last night, go read the Wikipedia page. It's probably just as interesting, because that's what it feels like. You have a great story here where you could add and make it very enjoyable to read, and it kind of just falls flat. At the beginning I said it was interesting because it is. The Nantucket part is cool, and even when they first set sail, it's really pretty interesting. Even up to the point where they're at the Galapagos, they catch tortoises, that kind of stuff, and then one of them actually sets fire to one island, and it says it's probably the reason a lot of the animals disappeared and became endangered was because of this. And then the whale attacks, and then it kind of falls flat. They're kind of just waiting, and the whale does attack. I think it was not even 100 pages. It was about 80 pages into it. 80 pages into 238. So the next 100 and so pages were them and the lifeboat trying to survive. It should be a good book, and I've tried. I really wanted to like this book, but overall, I just couldn't see myself picking it up again. It was interesting, and it was a cool, interesting read to kind of see the backstory to Moby Dick and how that maybe came to be. But overall, it's just not something I would pick up again. Not a horrible book, not a great book, kind of just there, you know. Nothing too special, just kind of stating the facts, and I couldn't get really connected to any of the characters. So overall, I'd probably rate it 5.8, 5.9, maybe 6 at the highest. But hey, I've saw a lot of good reviews, so maybe the hype killed it. Maybe all the things it inspired killed it. I don't know, but it just wasn't the book for me. So about a 5.9 in the Heart of Sea. Let me know what you guys think, and if you have any book ideas, always feel free to post them. Till next time, In the Heart of the Sea by Nathaniel Philbrick.